Alright guys, part 2. Someone came in my room. I'll talk to me if I'm done, guys. Yeah. Ivan, is it your fault that you tripped with the keys and everything? No. The gatekeepers wiped my memory of me having the keys, being God, and having a wife. That's why I'm not used to the keys and I have anxiety and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, Victoria Justice doesn't have anxiety with the keys because she's used to it. He doesn't care what you think, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But God gave you the keys, Ivan, to protect you, man, from the gatekeepers. Like, they lock all the doors on you. If you want to make your billions, Ivan, you have to open your door. I have to give you the keys to the kingdom, obviously. That's why God gave me the keys, so I can open my own door and the gates won't do me. Yeah, man. So that works for you. Yeah. That's why God gave you the keys to the kingdom. That way you can make your money and the gates won't do you. Just ignore the haters, Ivan. People are just hating on you. They even hate on VJ. People are just hating on you, VJ, because they're envious, man. You're opening the door. They're envious of the fact that you can make your easy money. And you don't have to sell to any gatekeeper. All these famous people around the world have to sell to the gatekeepers. They're all sellouts. All the pro athletes in the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, and the MLB, they're all sellouts in the gatekeepers system. They're all under the gatekeepers. They may be rich and famous, but they have to pay a price to make their money. As being successful and rich and famous is not free in this world. All the Hollywood actors, you know what I'm saying, and musicians and executives, all those guys are sellouts too. Obviously, whereas Ivan Murray has the keys, he doesn't have to sell to any gatekeeper. That's why the gatekeepers are so pissed and they kill me. Yeah, Ivan has the keys to the kingdom. He can make his easy billions. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't sell to me, kill him. Yeah, they're crazy people. Yeah, that's the only thing the gatekeepers can do to you, Ivan, is kill you. But you have the keys. You don't have to sell to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one in the world who can make me. I'm the only one in the world who can make my billions and have my freedom. No one can say that. All these people around the world who are rich are all sellouts, man. They have to make they have to what? To sell to the gatekeepers to make their money because this is their house. Everything is under their power control. So if you want to make your money, you have to sell to the gods of the money system in the world. You have to be. You want to be rich and famous, you have to be under my power and control. That way I can open. They have to be under their power control. That way they can open the door for them. As there's gatekeepers in every level of business in the world. The sport leagues, Hollywood, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The academic world, the news organization world, the book publishing business, are gatekeepers in all those little branches of business. And all those famous people have to sell to the gatekeepers to make their money. That's how it works, man. Whereas Ivan Mayer, he has the keys. He doesn't have to sell to any gatekeeper because he has the keys to the kingdom. That's why I got to give you the keys, Ivan. That way you can make your easy billions and you can control your own money and you don't have to sell to any gatekeeper. The billions are yours. Easy billions with VJ. And you get your freedom. But all these guys are not free, man. They're dirty slaves, man. They're all sellouts in the gatekeepers' world system, right? Yeah. Are there many gatekeepers in the world? Oh yeah, there's hundreds of gatekeepers in the world. But like me and VJ's family are like the big bosses, but there's gatekeepers under them who run their world system, obviously. But they're like the big boss. Doesn't get any bigger than them. But there's gatekeepers under them who run their businesses, obviously under them. Gatekeepers in Hollywood. VJ knows what I'm talking about. VJ saw in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm a sell. Yeah, VJ, you know what I'm talking about, man. You sold out to the gatekeepers in Hollywood because you're a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? And now you're trying to get you out because you're fucking crazy. And there's gatekeepers in the sport business, you know what I'm saying? All you actors on top, yeah, Ivan, we're sellouts. Yeah, you guys are all sellouts. There's gatekeepers on YouTube too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, man. Hollywood, the academic world, the academic world too. There's gatekeepers everywhere. Obviously, all the people in the world who are rich and famous have to sell out to gatekeeper. Yeah, money's not free in this world. Yeah, that's why I came with the keys. That's why I can open my own door. I don't need any gatekeeper to open the door for me to make my money. And in doing so, I get my freedom, and I can control my money because I didn't sell to any gatekeeper. But if you sell to a gatekeeper, the gatekeeper controls your money. They control your money, and they control your life. You're under their power control. They'll open the door for you, and you get to make your million, your hundred, your millions, whatever it is, your hundreds of thousands, or your millions, whatever it is. But you're under their power control. You guys, what I'm saying? You don't have freedom. You're a sellout, and they own your life, and they own your career, and you have no control. You get to be a famous person and be rich, but they own your life and they own your career, obviously. So it's not as glamorous as you guys think it is, man. Right? I'm just saying, man. They get to be famous and rich, but they pay the price, man, to be famous and rich. It's not free in this world. That's why a lot of famous people behind the scenes are very depressed. Because even though they're famous and rich, they pay the price, man. And they're under the gatekeeper's power control. Because Ivan Amara is the lucky one, man. That's why everyone hates me with the keys, because I'm not under any gatekeeper's power control. I have the keys to the kingdom. And I'm the only one who can escape the gatekeeper's world system. Nobody in the world can escape the gatekeeper's world system, man. The rich and famous, they're all under the gatekeepers. Whereas Ivan Amara is the only one who escapes, and he saves VJ and gets her out of Hall because VJ got duped by the end. She's stupid. He saves VJ and he gets her out. So Sarah, yeah. That's why I'm making the movie The Great Escape. It's a symbolism of VJ's life. I escaped from the gatekeeper's wicked world system that they own. Yeah. As Ivan, they're lying to you, man. Don't believe any word coming out of their mouth. They're liars. When they say they're going to make you and VJ into Hollywood stars, it's a lie. Victoria Justice sold out. She's only worth $12 million, man. They duped her. Yeah, man. They have an envy, man. They're never going to let you be billionaires. They have an envy. A psychotic envy towards you two. They're crazy people. That's why I came with the keys. They would don't do me. Yeah. That's why everyone hates you with the keys, man. Ignore the haters, Ivan. They're just hating like they're envious. They're envious of the fact that they're garbage and trash. I don't hate you guys for saying, and you and VJ are divine people from the heavens. Handsome Ivan Murray, fresh from the heavens, the perfect man, son of God. VJ, the spirit of God, his hottest wife. They're envious of that. That's why they hate on you with the keys, because they know your keys is the ticket out of the gatekeeper's world system. Was they're all under the gatekeeper's power control in their world system. Ivan Mary and VJ are not. They escape from that system, obviously. But even though I have the keys, obviously I did not sell to the gatekeepers. I still have to pay them. I still have to pay to make my money. Like, you guys, what I'm saying, I still have to pay to make my billions. And to get my freedom with VJ, the gatekeepers give me the choice. Yeah, either you bow to my world system and you bow to us in our Hollywood system, you bow to us, or you die. They give me the two options: bow to me or you're done, Ivan. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, man. I'm not bowing, man. I'm choosing the other choice. Obviously, to get my freedom and to make control my money, the gatekeepers kill me to make that money because they're wicked people, obviously. Then doing it after I come back to life, as I'm God, I come back to life, I beat them, and now they have to let me make my money, and they can't touch my money. I insulted them, obviously. Why? Can't the gatekeepers just like take a piece of your book money? No, they can't. Because my father's protecting me. Yeah, they have to bow to the will and power of my father. My father is God, man. The great union. My father is protecting me, obviously, from the gatekeepers' power. The gatekeepers may be very powerful, but they're not as powerful as my father, right? My father is a creator of the universe. He's more powerful than even the gatekeepers. He created them and the whole universe. Hence, they have to bow to my father's will and power. My father's will and power. Yeah. Okay, Ivan is my son. He's my beloved. Don't hang on. So Ivan's my beloved son. He's born to this world with his wife. If you're envious and you want to separate him from his wife and infect his wife, and do that evil and cause mess in his life, go ahead and cause mess in his life. It's a setup, obviously. If you want his wife to pay, you know what I'm saying. If you want to kill him, obviously, because this is your house, go ahead and go. I'll allow you to touch him, obviously. But if I gave Ivan the keys, if Ivan writes a book, you know what I'm saying, that money you can't touch. They have to listen. They have to bow to the will of my father. They can't touch my money, man. Amen. Obviously. Is it your father that's protecting you from them? Yes, he is. Otherwise, the gatekeepers, because the gatekeepers are such crazy psychopaths, if my father wasn't protecting me, after they kill me, they can even still take some of my money off my book, right? My father obviously has a protection over me. The gatekeepers, they know, yeah, even though we killed Ivan and everything, Ivan's father's protecting him. He didn't sell. We can't. Yeah, they cannot touch my money, man. My father, yeah, you killed my son. You caused that mess in his life. He wrote that masterpiece, Last of Zanus. Don't hate him, you know what I'm saying? You have to bow the will to my will. You cannot touch my son's money. You make your money run. This is your house, but I gave him the keys. He wrote this brand. You cannot touch that money. The $30 billion he made off that book, that's his money. You can't touch it. And they can't touch it. I know they can't touch it because I remember when, before it was Canver, I remember when they hacked my laptop, obviously. Obviously. Did they touch your file? No, they can't touch my file. But I remember when I wrote my book on my laptop, obviously, when I had that whole laptop back then, remember that Dell laptop? I wrote my book, obviously. I saved it on my desktop. On my laptop, obviously. And the gatekeepers hacked it. They obviously hacked it because I remember like the next day my screen just went black. And it wasn't working. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I realized, I'm like, yeah, the family's hacked it. They obviously hacked it because my laptop was working one day. I didn't break it or anything. It was working one day. And the next day the screen just went black. I'm like, no, man. You know what I'm saying? Did they touch your file? No, they didn't touch my file. They touched my laptop. They fucked up my laptop, that way I can't access my file because I saved my file on my desktop. I was an idiot. I did not save it on my house. Yeah, I never made that mistake again. You know what I'm saying? But God protecting me, I wrote all my book on my notebook. I was able to write the whole thing, obviously. I remember I was stressed out. Ivan, why do you think they hacked your laptop? Because the gatekeepers knew I wrote a masterpiece. They knew I wrote a masterpiece. Yeah. As when they hacked, yeah, they knew I wrote a masterpiece, obviously. The gatekeepers. As you guys read, right? Fuck, man. They knew I did it. Yeah, fuck, man. Like, I even applied for that modified job. He knows we locked doors and he didn't get those hours. And that's when Ivan wrote that book. He wrote a masterpiece. They read some of it, obviously. Fuck, man. Ivan did it, man. He has the key. This is Blazer and VJ. They hacked my laptop right after they threw me in the hospital. That's how you know the gatekeepers are wicked devils, obviously. And my father gave the families a warning when they put me in the hospital. As my stepfather had trouble, his legs were completely fucked up. Like 1 week after I got thrown in the hospital, I cried those heavy tears. My stepfather went to the hospital and he was like limping, man. His legs were completely fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That was my father, obviously. He gave him the warning, look, man, enough's enough, man. Leave my son alone. Leave him alone. But because they're wicked devils, obviously, and they're devils, obviously, after I came back from the hospital, they immediately hacked my laptop after that. because they're wicked devils, obviously. Yeah. Sincere. Yeah. That's a similar example in the Bible. Throughout Jesus' life, Jesus had the protection of the Holy Spirit, but in Jesus' hour of testing, the protection of the Holy Spirit left him. Left him, obviously. Okay, you can touch my son, but the whole thing is, yeah, you got a similar example with me, obviously. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I remember after I finished my book, while I was writing my book, on my computer, obviously, and I was very stressed out, and I remember I would have a smoke outside. I was fucking stressed out, obviously, writing my book, obviously. It took me 5 months to write that, obviously. I remember I was saving, I'm never going to save it on my desktop ever again. I'm going to save my file on my Hotmail. But I had that worry, man, what if the gatekeepers hack my Hotmail and they delete my file? You know what I'm saying? I remember, like, I was watching TV. You know what I'm saying? And my stepfather was a bit angry. He's like, yeah, I can't touch that. He said that I can't touch it. Yeah, that's protection of my father, obviously. They can't touch the file. Yeah, obviously. Otherwise, if I did not have the protection of my father, the gatekeepers would probably hack my Hotmail and even delete my file there. But if they were allowed to do that, how the fuck would I be able to make my money if they can just hack stuff and delete all my stuff? My father I obviously have some sort of protection from my father to protect me, obviously. Like, duh, it's common sense, right? Yeah. Obviously. He's protecting me. Yeah, right. If your father's protecting you, why would he let the gatekeepers kill you? Because because the gatekeepers have the free will. Like, the gatekeepers have their free will. Obviously, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if you wanna cause mess in my son's life, you know what I'm saying? Separate him from his wife, and in fact, his wife, obviously, and because this is their house, my father. Okay, this is their house. If they don't want Ivan making his money, that's fine. But I'm giving him the keys. If Ivan owns a brand, you have to let him. That money's his. You can't touch it, obviously. If you want to kill him, fine. But it's a setup, obviously, because I'm gonna resurrect my son back to life. He's a brand new man with glowing beauty, and it's a setup, obviously. As my father is still protecting me, obviously. As even though the gatekeepers killed me, my father will resurrect me back from death. Like 1 minute later, I wake up in the hospital. My father's protecting me, obviously. Yeah, from the gatekeepers. And when I'm king, they can't touch my money because they have to bow. Don't hate him, son. They have to bow to the will and the protection of my father. So I remember I heard them like, yeah. I remember I heard my stepfather. He's like, yeah, that's his. We can't touch it, man. He was pissed off. Obviously. Otherwise, if I did not have protection of my father, they probably could have hacked my Hotmail. This gatekeeper was very powerful. They could have hacked my Hotmail. I had that worry, man. What if they hack my Hotmail and they delete my file again? I was worried. I had that worry. And I heard him say that. He's like, oh, I can't touch that. He said it. I heard him say it. I heard it from his lips. I can't touch that. He said that. It's the protection of my father. Yeah. You can't touch that. I can't touch that. Yeah, they can't touch it. The father protect me, obviously, right? Is your file saved on my Hotmail? Yeah, I have like 2 files saved on my Hotmail. So now, if they were to delete my file on my desktop, obviously, I have 2 files saved on my Hotmail. I also have a file saved on my phone. On my old phone, but my old phone is not working. I have like 2 files saved on my Hotmail. Obviously, just in case they try to delete my file on the desktop on that computer. But they did not delete the file on that computer. But if they do, my file's still saved on my Hotmail, obviously. I never made that mistake again of saying on my desktop. I saved it on my Hotmail. They're like, yeah, we can't touch it. They said that. They can't touch it. Because my father gave me the keys. Yeah, you can lock the doors on Ivan, but if Ivan writes I gave him the gift. If Ivan writes a masterpiece, you know what I'm saying? Almost on there, guys. If Ivan writes a masterpiece, obviously, and you know what I'm saying, and you and you're filled with your devil everything. You cannot touch that file, and you cannot touch his money. That's his money. It's not yours. That's why God gave me the keys. My father gave me the keys. Yeah. Before it starts camp, yeah, but Ivan, if your father's willing to protect you, why would he let the gatekeepers do this to you in the world? Because you guys, it's free will. The gatekeepers have their free will to do whatever they want to do. If you're filled with envy, you have the free will to do this evil to my son and his wife, obviously, and even kill him. But if you kill him, I'm gonna bring him back to life, and because they have free will, just like in the Bible that you have free will. I don't believe in Calvinism, obviously. You have free will too, but it's a setup. Obviously, I'm gonna resurrect my son back to life, and the money you can't touch. So I have the protection of my father, but the gatekeepers have their free will to do whatever they want to do to me, VJ, because it's their free will. Obviously, just like in the Bible, they as I caught the Bible, yeah, like the Bible, you also have free will too. The human beings had free will, obviously, right? Obviously, yeah. Just like God allowed Jesus to be put to death on the cross, obviously, but it was a setup. Like Jesus resurrected to life, and he saved yeah. Whereas my father allowed me and Vijay to suffer in our life, obviously, but he's still protecting me, obviously. But he allowed the gatekeepers to do what they did because this is their house and they have their free will. Like they're not robots. My father can't force the gatekeepers to have me Vijay be again. No, the gatekeepers have their free will to do whatever they want to do to Ivan. But in terms of the money, I gave him the keys. This is your house. If you want to lock the doors of my son and Duke, Victoria, Justice, and Hollywood, obviously, if Ivan writes a book, that money you're not touching. You can't touch that money, and that's why when I'm king, the gatekeepers have to bow to my father. They cannot touch my money. You guys what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyways, guys, this is I hope you guys saw the show. Stay tuned. I'll make a video. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. So I'm around time. Peace out, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this little show, Mount America. Peace out, guys. Hope you all you famous people are having a good sleep, or if you can't sleep and you enjoy the show, don't hate him. Peace out, guys.